And I think the Sabi Sands is a prime example of how guides over a 30-year period of time have had very strong ethical approach to the way that they deal with animals and approach animals in a way that has earned animals' trust. And now we can view animals up close and personal and allow us to actually get quite intimate with the animal's behavior. And that's almost proving that animals don't need to fear us. It's only something that's happened over time with hunting and history and so on. And now with our conservation and approach to animals realize that we're not as much of a threat.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's on that way. As Marco said, I believe this was our last more info about the elephant, I believe, Marco. And exactly, really for sure, what Mark's saying is what around an area, how we approach the animal around the area. As we just want to say it like this, we have all these professional guiding around in the area which are qualified for the certain qualifications to make them to operate around in South Central Juma. So it's true. We got something to say about more sightings or elephant or adding more.
To change the subject totally, I must just comment on something, and I tried my best to share it with all our WildEarth family out around the world, and I hope it came out. But while you were on drive with Matteo, you had, I believe it was Tingana. It may have been Tingana. I can't remember which female it was, but you had the camera zoomed. Matteo had zoomed in to a very tight shot, so it was just her head. And I was sitting in the FCC directing, and Texan was with me, and he tapped me on my shoulder and he said, "Have a look at this." And I turned around and I looked out the door, and there was a line of vervet monkeys all along our little fence over here, all popping their heads up and down, looking. Then the big male came and he started giving an alarm call, looking straight at the screen, actually thinking that it was a leopard, and that was fascinating. I mean, it was hilarious, but just how they really understand. It's two-dimensional. It's a flat screen. It's not seeing the animal. It's in one spot. It's not moving. But just to actually see the outline and the color, and to see the face of the leopard, they instantly understood, and the alarm call started, and all the other monkeys. It was almost like cinema, and they had lined up over here to come and have a look. So I thought that was quite entertaining.
Very interesting, because they used to be up and down in our camp. The reason why they line up is just to start to investigate how these people start to socialize with leopard inside the rooms and so on. It's such amazing. I mean, it was really, really awesome. When you call us, there's something happening here, very interesting. I thought, maybe, what's going on? It could be something else that they don't want to share with us. Later on, we realized the monkey was trying to check around in the FCC on the screenshots that they see a leopard inside. Maybe you're thinking something else.
Yeah, no, it is. There's been some interesting animal behavior around the camp, and I think Matteo very, very casually glanced off the situation with the hyena. He just briefly mentioned it, but actually it was quite a bizarre situation. It was quite late at night, maybe 11 at night, and I was in bed fast asleep, and I woke up to what I understood as the call of a person being attacked by a wild animal. It was a scream. It really was a scream. And I was out of bed and I was putting on my jeans, and Matteo says I just opened the window and closed it, but that's not the whole truth in it. So I opened up the window and shouted, "Matteo, are you okay?" And then I just saw him say, "No, there's 3 hyena." They'd come to sniff around the camp, and they'd actually grabbed a bag that had a little bit of rubbish in, and they had opened it up and were sniffing around in it. Anyway, we chased them off, and I came out and cleaned up the rubbish, and then I went back to bed, and just before I fell asleep again, I could hear footsteps very clearly outside again, not a human. And I just slightly opened my curtain and looked out, and he was so close to my window, I could have put my hand on top of his head. That's how close he was. And I must say, it's so impressive to get this close to an animal without them being aware that you're there, because he, or I believe it was a female actually, it was a very large hyena. The size of those jaws is unbelievable. I'd hate to fall under those jaws. Really, it's very, very impressive. Anyway, just one little flick on the window, and they all scuttle off again. But it's very important for us to make sure that they don't make it a habit to come and investigate around the camp. We try, or we do at all times keep everything out of the way so that they aren't attracted to food or anything in the area.
Most especially Mateo is still around here. It's really actually more scared. I mean, he's so scared. But
no, that's being unfair, Rickson. He's learning. It's all new for Mateo, and we all respect that, and he's been very good. But it is definitely a growth process, and we always have a chuckle about it. But he laughs with us. We don't laugh at him, we laugh with him, and we all have a good laugh about these situations. We've all been there. I remember the first time I was in the bush, and I remember the first time I was a young boy and I was in the bush. I remember the first time I was a young boy in the bush, and I was standing out looking at the stars, and I heard this snorting, grunting noise, and I ran back into the camp, and I told my father there's a lion or something out there, and then they all came out to listen, and it was actually just the rutting noise of male impala. So you learn as you go. And,
yeah, for sure.
It's great that Mateo can be part of our team, and he can be out here with us, and we can help him along the way and get him all comfortable with the animal behavior out over here.
And he can learn very quick, because hyena always visiting at the camp.
Yeah.
He can build that trust that the animal must come here, most of the time. So really,
he doesn't look too happy, shaking his head there behind the camera. But no, it has been a bizarre animal activity. And actually today Mateo spotted something quite interesting. And we have it as we did broadcast it quite a while ago, maybe 2 months ago, of where we keep our food in our kitchen area, and that we actually have the door has to remain closed. The vervet monkeys are very quick. If the door's left open for 5 seconds and there's no one inside there, they'll be inside and grab an avocado or banana or anything they can get their hands on. And we've designed a little latch that goes on it, and have to actually thread a piece of wire to stop that latch from opening. And today Mateo came out of the final control center and actually saw a monkey standing on the windowsill trying to pull that wire out. So they're learning how to open the door, which is fascinating. It's very interesting. And it's one specific female that I know, and she's very bold, and she always looks at you and opens her eyes very wide to try and say, I'm not scared. And she's very bold, very clever, and she's learned very quickly. It's quite fascinating.
She might be here, for long, knows everything.
Yeah, but it's been fun. It's been a great week, very exciting week for us here at WildEarth, and I hope you've all enjoyed it. It's quiet around camp. Peter, obviously with Alex leaving recently, and Peter having a nice, good break, a well-earned break in Cape Town. Night time's just Mateo and myself and the hyena. And but it's been a great week, and we've been having a lot of fun, and we've been having a good chuckle around here at camp, and just enjoying ourselves, and enjoying everything that's going on. So I think that brings us to the end of our evening.
That's true. Well, I hope we're going to see everyone around the fire again next Sunday. I'm sure Peter will be not back by that time. It will be still me and you.
Yeah. So let's, I'd just like to say thanks very much for joining us around our fireside chat. And just a reminder, we have, seeing it's quite slow with emails. If there is anything that you would like us specifically to discuss around the fireside chat next Sunday or on any Sunday, please feel free to send in emails, and we'll do our best to answer them and just have a discussion about them. It's always nice to see what people are thinking about, or what they're wondering, or what they'd like to know about our life out here, or just life in the bush or the bush. So feel free to send your emails to fire@wildearth.tv. That's fire@wildearth.tv, and we'll do our best. So from myself, Marco, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you nice and early tomorrow morning.
And also for myself, I said, Amakaya, no makupi, goodbye.